So that is the Center of Peace Choir. And Sabora is like the perfect hype woman. Oh, goodness. Let's take a moment to engage in being one with humanity and honoring humanity. Let's take a moment, get up, tell somebody hi, look in their eyes, give them a hug. Let's do it now. What's that? For a few minutes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Ron, can you hear me? I feel the presence moving in me. Yeah, Leslie, you were singing all right. What's that? Where do our spirit go when we die? It doesn't go anywhere. It already is. Everywhere.
When we meditate, we go it's all over the place.
Yeah.
But so many has been psyched up to think it's outside of us.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that this morning. When we pray to our ancestors, sometimes we choose to come back.
Okay. We'll talk about it. You come on and give me all that love, baby. Love you too. How are you? Good. Oh, here she is. I get up here. See, after being with Brenda yesterday, I said, I'm leaving some riding boots on. Oh my God. All right. I know, it feels so good. Yeah. So this month, our theme is trust. All our needs are met. And today, we are going to be talking about receiving. Ernest Holmes says that Ernest Holmes says that receiving is just as important as giving. Receiving is just as important as giving. The spiritual principles, and you can find these in the back of your seats. If you'd like to read along with me, that we'll be discussing today, is number 1. We believe in God, the living spirit, almighty one, indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. Number 10, we believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. And if you follow that all the way out to the right, it says, everything is good, even money. Everything is good. Number 11, we believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is God. This month we've been talking about money. And as I said earlier, today we're going to talk a little bit about receiving. And so the truth is that giving and receiving are one. Giving and receiving are one. And in the book, The Tao of Abundance by Lawrence Bolt, he says that receptive, our ability to receive, being receptive is our ability to be at one with. Being receptive is our ability to be at one with. And so last week, I gave you all an opportunity, I gave you an out. And I'm going to give you another opportunity. This is your chance to get out. So, today I'm going to be talking about commitment. And if commitment in any way scares you, you might as well head for the door. It's your one chance to get out. I see a few people making a sudden move and rock back in their seats. Because money and commitment go together. Money and commitment go together, like boyfriend and girlfriend, or girlfriend and girlfriend, or boyfriend and boyfriend. They go together. They're committed to each other. They have a relationship with each other. They're committed. So, I need you to turn to your neighbor and say, in case you didn't know, money and commitment, go together. In case you didn't know, money and commitment, go together. Yes. Now we're all clear on that. I want to read a little bit from Living the Science of Mind, page 339, Loose the Consciousness. And before I say that, if I were to ask you all, why are you here? Or if I'd ask you, do you want to change your life? And most of us would say, yes. And we are here because we want to learn these principles and incorporate them into our lives so that we begin to practice them so that we can change our life. Ernest Holmes says this. He says, it is certain that none of us receive as much benefit from this science as we might. We do not permit our consciousness to range in the field of greater possibilities. A certain time should be taken each day for the enlargement of consciousness. This is done by reminding our imagination that the field with which it deals is limitless. That mind is the creator and the sustainer. That mind is infinite, ever available, and always responsive to us. There should never be any sense of finality in our self-discovery, no matter how much good we experience today. We should expect more tomorrow. Expectancy always speeds progress. Anticipation of better yet to come helps to dissolve the overload of burdens which we now carry with us. We must learn to loose our consciousness. Nothing is too good to be true. Nothing is too good to be true. The kingdom of harmony is already an ever-present reality. But as far as we are concerned, it waits to be perceived, and only as much good can come to us as we mentally receive. We must increase our receptivity and continuously extend and expand our comprehension. Giving and receiving are one. And so if I asked you if you'd like to have more peace, more happiness, a more fulfilling life, more money, most of us would say yes. We'd put our hands up and say yes. And so most of us desire then, are here because we desire to learn more about the principles so that we can have more. That's why we want to know about these principles, so that we can change our life, have more happiness in our life, have more love in our life, have more peace in our life, have more joy in our life, have more money in our life. And so then it's important then for us to begin to understand that there's a difference between thinking and knowing. Because many of us think that we have something to give. And in order for us to be giving, there has to be a receiver. So many of us think that we have something to give. We don't know that we have something to give. There's a difference between thinking and knowing that you have something to give. We don't know that we have something to give because we shut ourselves off from receiving. And if we have shut ourselves off from receiving, then our only work should be opening ourselves up to receive. Our only work should be opening ourselves up to receive. Using the power of God that's in us. Receiving all that God is and its unfoldment in our life. Becoming available to it. See, receiving is spiritual. Receiving is spiritual. It is having to deal with the unseen, what you don't see. It's having an intimate relationship. A relationship, most of us have a relationship, but we don't have an intimate relationship. You see, I said money and commitment go together. They're not just in a relationship, they're in a committed relationship. And I should probably qualify what commitment means. Commitment means that we're in the relationship together, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes for you to have all you need and desire, and you're willing to do everything that it takes for me to have all I desire. I'm willing to push you and pull you so that you expand and grow. And you're willing to push me and pull me so that I can grow. In other words, it's good for me and it's good for you. A committed relationship. And so, it's like this. The acorn seed must first be planted in the rich soil. And once the seed is planted in the rich soil, it receives. Before the acorn can blossom and bloom to release its acorns, it first must receive. And it's the same truth for us. Before we can give, we must receive. There's no difference. And when the fruit is ripe and ready to be released, we have to let it go. Our problem is that we don't want to let it go because we're not sure we're going to receive anymore. The acorn is sure that next year that it'll blossom, it'll bloom, there'll be plenty, 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 plenty. We haven't quite got that yet because we're not committed. We're not committed. We haven't been allowed ourselves to be open to receiving more money, because if we give our money away, we're not sure it's going to come back. We're talking about money because that's our theme this month. You can replace money with anything. You don't give your love because you don't think it's going to come back. You don't share your joy because you don't think it's going to come back. You don't give your peace because you don't think it's going to come back. It's all the same. It's spiritual. It's intimate, this relationship that we have. And if we are going to be in an intimate relationship, remember I said that it is cause for us to grow, to expand, then that means we're going to have to change. We can't go into a relationship thinking we're not going to have to change. That everything and everybody is going to adjust to us, and we don't have to adjust to anything. It's intimate. It's change. And so we don't give because we doubt that there will be more. We doubt that we'll ever receive what we give. But being receptive brings a feeling of participation in life. We're here to participate in life. And when you receive, it is your participation in life. When the acorn is down in the soil, it receives, it is available, open and available. It's participating in life. And the same is true for us. When we're open and available, we're participating in life. So that our fruit becomes rich, so that we can give it away. Being open and receptive is essential to an inner experience of abundance. You have to be open and receptive to receive. If you're not open and receptive, the money will not come to you. You're not open and receptive. That's simple. It's an inner experience. Being open and being receptive requires a humility. You have to be humble. And letting go. And sometimes this can make us feel uncomfortable. Being committed means you have to humble yourself and let go. And sometimes it's uncomfortable. So we don't have money because we don't want to be uncomfortable. And when I say money, or when I say the word rich or abundant, what I mean is that we don't have the money that we need to do what we want to do, to have what we want to have, and be what we want to be. If you don't have the money to be what you want to be, to do what you want to do, and to have what you want to have, we're not there yet. I'm not there yet. So our receiving then is intentional. When you get yourself in a state to receive, it's intentional. You are inviting the power and presence of God in. It's intentional. And so most of us think that it is giving and receiving, but today I am extending an invitation for us to try it out as receiving and giving. Not giving and receiving, but receiving and giving. It would do us good if we at least take a moment to be with it in this way, to see if anything in us then is willing to change. But before we can receive, there's things we must do. We've got to let go. We've got to let go of some things in order for us to receive. We must loose our consciousness, loose our thinking. Let our old ways of thinking go about receiving. Let go of the old stories that begin with